If you don't like crowded tourist spots but still crave adventure, then you need to see this. You're watching Top 8, your front row seat to the ultimate countdowns across every wild, mysterious, and mind-blowing topic out there. No fluff, just the best of the best. Let's dive straight into today's list of abandoned places frozen in time. Today we're counting down 8 abandoned places frozen in time, spots where life stopped suddenly, secrets lurk in every shadow, and silence tells the story. Ready to get spooked? Let's start with number 8. Starting off at number 8, we're heading to Hashima Island in Japan, a ghostly fortress of concrete swallowed by the sea. Once nicknamed Battleship Island for its hulking shape, Hashima was a coal mining hub packed with over 5,000 residents on just 16 acres of land. Life was crammed, loud, and industrial. Families lived shoulder to shoulder in high-rise apartments. Children went to school within earshot of mining drills, and the island was practically a floating factory. But when coal fell out of favor in the 1970s, the island was abruptly evacuated. Meals were left on tables, furniture untouched, as if the people vanished into thin air. Now rusted staircases spiral into darkness, and waves crash into abandoned seawalls. The buildings still stand, barely, as wind and salt eat them from the inside out. It's a snapshot of a city that ran out of time. At number 7, we visit the haunting remains of Pripyat, Ukraine, the city frozen by nuclear disaster. Built to house the workers of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, Pripyat was once a model Soviet town filled with bright parks, modern apartments, and over 50,000 residents. Life was ordinary, until April 26, 1986, when Reactor 4 exploded. Residents were told they'd be gone for a few days, most never returned. Today, rusting amusement rides sit still in the wind, school books lie open on dusty desks, and moss grows through the floors of once bustling buildings. Wild animals now roam freely through this post-apocalyptic landscape. It's eerie, silent, and soaked in radiation, a tragic monument to the invisible threat of nuclear fallout. Coming in at number 6 is Varosha, Cyprus, a glamorous seaside paradise turned into a locked-down ghost town. In the 1970s, Varosha was the crown jewel of Cypriot tourism. Luxury hotels, fancy restaurants, and sunny beaches made it a hotspot for the rich and famous. Then, in 1974, conflict erupted. The Turkish army advanced, and residents fled in a panic, leaving everything behind, from unfinished meals to dresses hanging in boutiques. To this day, the city remains fenced off and patrolled by the military. Inside, nature has started to reclaim it. Palm trees growing through tile floors, buildings crumbling under salty air. Mannequins still stand in storefronts, wearing 1970s fashion like time never moved. It's like someone hit pause on an entire city, and never hit play again. Number 5 takes us to Centralia, Pennsylvania, the American town burning from below. In 1962, a fire ignited a coal seam under this quiet mining town. It should have been contained. It wasn't. The fire spread underground, slowly and silently. Smoke began seeping through cracks in the earth. Roads buckled, yards collapsed. By the 1980s, Centralia was declared unsafe. Most residents took the government's relocation offer, but a few remained, living above a fire that may continue burning for another 250 years. Today, Centralia's main road is covered in graffiti, known as the Graffiti Highway, and steam still escapes from vents in the ground. What was once a typical American town is now an eerie, post-industrial wasteland. Centralia isn't just abandoned, it's still burning. At number 4, we find ourselves in the middle of the Namib Desert at Kolmanskop, a former diamond boomtown buried in sand. Founded by German settlers in the early 1900s, Kolmanskop was once a desert oasis, complete with a hospital, casino, and even an ice factory, believe it or not. For a moment in time, it was dripping in wealth and decadence. But when bigger diamond fields were discovered elsewhere, the town was left behind, almost overnight. Now, sand dunes fill kitchens and spill down hallways. The desert has taken its time reclaiming everything. You can walk through bedrooms where wallpaper peels around piles of sand and light filters through shattered windows, creating eerie beauty. It's both elegant and haunting, like a mirage caught in decay. Number 3 brings us to Beelitz-Heilstätten in Germany, an abandoned hospital complex where the past lingers uncomfortably. This massive medical facility opened in the late 1800s as a sanatorium for tuberculosis patients. It later served as a military hospital during both World Wars and even treated a young Adolf Hitler. But the real ghost stories began after it closed in the 1990s. Now it's a crumbling labyrinth of operating theaters, patient rooms, and endless hallways. Peeling paint, broken stretchers, rusted surgical equipment. The silence is deafening and every corner feels like it holds a secret. Occasionally used as a film set and graffiti haven, Beelitz still carries the weight of thousands of lives who passed through, many of them never leaving. If walls could talk, these would whisper. At number 2, we check into El Hotel del Salto in Colombia, perched ominously above the Tequendama Falls. Once a luxury hotel in the 1920s, this cliffside retreat offered sweeping views of one of Colombia's most majestic waterfalls. Politicians, artists, and elites flocked here to party in style. But pollution choked the river below, and the glamour faded. Rumors of hauntings and a tragic history of suicides from the cliffs darkened its reputation. The hotel closed, and nature crept in. Ivy coils through stairwells, water drips down cracked walls. And despite now operating as a museum, many visitors swear the air still feels heavy. Some say it's just the mist from the falls, others say it's something else. And finally, at number 1, we stand in the silent remains of Oradour-sur-Glane, France, the village that stands untouched as a permanent memorial to horror. On June 10, 1944, Nazi SS troops entered this quiet town and massacred 642 innocent civilians, men, women, and children, in one of the worst atrocities of World War II. Rather than rebuild, the French government preserved the ruins exactly as they were found. Burnt-out cars rust in the streets. Sewing machines sit on blackened tables. The church, where women and children were burned alive, remains eerily intact. It's not just an abandoned village. It's a scar, a preserved wound. Walking through Oradour feels like time travel with no comfort. It's a place of silence, memory, and haunting truth. These places don't just tell stories, they are stories. Forgotten dreams, sudden tragedies, and the strange beauty that remains when people are gone. Would you explore them or leave these frozen moments alone? Let us know in the comments below. If this countdown gave you chills, hit that like button. And for more deep dives into history's mysteries, urban legends, and the world's most fascinating forgotten corners, subscribe to Top 8.